Unsightly ear hair with just a touch. Embarrassing nose hair, gone like that. Sideburns straight and even. Mustaches and beards neat and clean. Got bushy eyebrows? Just snap on the guide and perfectly groom them in seconds. Look at the difference. Microtouch grooms from head to toe and anywhere in between. Shoulders, arms, chest, or back. Powerful enough for the tough stuff, yet gentle even on the most sensitive skin. The secret? Our precision cutting system that cuts hair but doesn't cut skin. It gets as close as a blade, yet is safe to the touch. Guaranteed. The Snap-on Guide lets you control just how much hair is removed. Remove a little, a lot, or remove it all and show off that hard body. What a great way for women to keep the men in their life perfectly groomed, or for moms who want to keep their kids looking neat and clean between haircuts. Microtouch replaces expensive trimmers like these and goes places they can't with micro precision. A $40 value for only $14.99. So avoid those risky razor cuts, put down the pointy scissors, and go with Microtouch, the safe, precise solution for everyday grooming. Call now and you'll also get our 10-piece precision grooming kit. It includes every grooming tool you need to always look your best. A $40 value, yours absolutely free. You get it all. The Microtouch Precision Groomer and this beautiful 10-piece grooming kit, an incredible $80 value for only $14.99. But you have to call now. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-293-3600. Order now and you'll receive our 10-piece precision grooming kit absolutely free. Call 1-800-293-3600. Call now.
The most complex character on that Firebird team was defensive end Joe Blake. He was a poet, mystic, a Jimi Hendrix freak who lived in the team boarding house, which was called the Firebird Roost. Ron Waller had brought him to town as a talented but troubled project.
In other words, I would try to pick up players that I thought maybe I could help out and get them back into the National Football League. And Joe Blake was one of those guys, great athlete, but just very undisciplined as an individual. But come game time, he played. Now, I don't know what he was using or what he was taking or whatever, but
he was quick as a cat. He didn't look like a football player. He looked kind of fat and chunky, but man, when that ball snapped, he was like a frog. You know, he leaping over linemen and grabbing the quarterback by himself, and he was like a Superman. He really was good.
We're gonna win because you got a bigger wheel, that's why! Get off my ass. He's already on my case because I cussed at him. That's why I let him do it.
But he had too many distractions and not focused enough on really what he wanted to accomplish, I think, in life.
I demand more of myself, you know. I guess maybe it's that Virgo way of perfection or something, never really being satisfied, you know, completely.
Joe was always in trouble doing something. Coming late to practice, not coming to practice, disappearing, staying out all night.
Even tipping toes to the tulips.
Like Dave used to always tell me, you know, like, he says, you got to sacrifice, you know, lay off the women. And he'll hit you with something like, he'll be saying, sure, sure. And he'll hit you like, sins of the flesh you pay for here on this earth, you know. And I stopped and looked at him and I said, what is he talking about? He says, I have a direct communicate with the man upstairs. He says, you can't fool me. I know what you're doing, you know.
Joe.
Roll one. Blake suspension. Roll one. Blake suspension.
Coach Dave was so into the making of our film that he asked our permission to suspend Joe Blake for one game. Well, we said sure, as long as we could be there to shoot it.
There's a reason I won the title with the Continental League,
Coach,
and I have the formula. And you don't have to be with us or with us. It don't make any difference to me. It's up to me, not you, Joe. See you later. Joan will give you a letter. Joan will give you a letter.
Well, Blake had been busted for heroin for the second time that season by the Pottstown police chief, Dick Tracy. Yep, Dick Tracy, that was really his name.
Sure.
Well, Joe was not only cool about us shooting the scene, he even stayed around to help Dave stay in character for his reaction cutaways.
Yeah.
Just 10 more seconds.
Get those eyes. Those beats look like zoom in on me, like sure. Yeah, hey. Just shake your head like that. Like, yeah, just like that. Like, no. Just do that one number like that. You know,
What'd you have in that? That was a hell of a cigarette you gave me.
You know how I fly, Coach. There's only one way to fly.
I know. We saved money on the last trip to Orlando with you.
Huh?
We were going to send you down without plane.
Sometimes when people are sort of supernovas, and Joe was really a supernova, is this white hot star, they flame and they burn out early.
You know, Joe, I have to think when he was with Pottstown, he was high as much as he was in full control of his capacities.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the way he was going, he was definitely showing signs of mental instability there, you know.
I think he was taking drugs all the time. Even when he was up in the Canadian League, he came down and borrowed money a couple times, and I hated to loan money to him because I knew what he was going to use the money on. He was just addicted to drugs, and there was no way that he could get gotten off of it.
I know he came for a tryout camp at the World Football League in Philadelphia when I was coaching there, I think it was '74, and he was decimated looking, and it just...
He was talking kind of crazy, you know. He was talking about going out to the desert and seeing 30-foot tarantulas, and you know the way Joe talks real fast, and he just keeps going and like...
Quicksilver, look out. Hey, now, gotta get one more, make it even. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He was in bad shape. I mean, he looked like the typical homeless person that you would see.
They never did give him a tryout because they were a little afraid of where he was coming from and his problems that he... Right then and that. I heard after that he disappeared, so...
I only know through hearsay that he's been dead for quite some time. Now, that's hearsay.
What I heard after that is that he passed away in the Norristown State Hospital, and that's a hospital where the insane go.
Well, here we are at the Norristown State Mental Hospital, which is behind me right here, and we were hoping we could come down here to film and trying to find Joe Blake. And of course, we learned real quickly that they're not allowing any cameras inside, and they just don't want any filming in there or even want to discuss it because of confidentiality laws. So it's kind of like having a little rumor maybe where he was, but now running into another roadblock of trying to run it down. And it's just curious now what really did happen to Joe, or where is he, or how is he doing, if he's still alive.
And I would often ask people, where's Joe Blake? I want to go see him. And to feel like he died right in my own backyard, not thinking he had a friend, it really saddens me. I hope the story's not true. He gave so much to end up with nothing.
My impression of Joe Blake on the whole is that he just had found no peace within himself for some reason or another. And I hope he's found it wherever he is.
Like my man Hendrix used to say, you know, I dug him a lot in his little quaint ways. He would come up to say things, and he says, I am what I am, thank God. You know, some people just don't understand. And that's the way it is with pro football players. We have to be this way, and we are what we are. Thank God, some people just don't understand.
Don't look now, but I think we're in a commercial, eh?
I said don't look.
How's it going, Bear?
I'm not a bear. You're one big beaver. I was transformed into a bear.
Uh-huh.
Becoming a bear was one thing.
Excuse me, just a minute. Oh, that clears up the sinuses.
But changing back is a whole other adventure.
Can you two help me?
No.
Brother Bear, rated G, only in theaters Saturday, November 1st.
Do you think the camera makes me look a little fat? No, I think it's your fat that makes...
The judge who brought law and order to the NFL, Judge Seamus McCaffrey, the first former police officer who fought drugs and crime in the streets of Pennsylvania, nominated to Pennsylvania's statewide Superior Court.
No other candidate has my diverse background. 20 years in law enforcement, over 34 years serving our country and our military. I will bring real-world experience to the court.
A policeman, a patriot, a parent, and a judge. Judge Seamus McCaffrey is a superior candidate for Superior Court.
What if you could see how he'd feels? Welcome to today's oil heat. 99.9% clean, 100% warm.
After 6 months of research, we had a film, but we didn't have a king. James P. Corcoran had simply disappeared. We even put a private detective on the case, but the best he could do was find the king's son, Jimmy Jr., who was a real estate salesman in Florida.
This is his 1974 Philadelphia Bell game jersey. I got this for Christmas, 1975, and I've kept it ever since. I'm going to frame it one day. This is 1974, his first game against the Portland Storm. And he sucked it in his cheeks because my mother said he had a rounded look to his face and he felt like it'd give him a better jawline. When I picture him in my head, that's what he is. He's 32 years old with his Bell white jersey on, throwing the pass with the long hair, and yeah, that's how I remember him. I was 10 years old. I was in the locker room. I worked in the equipment room. I used to help him get his uniform ready, and it just brings back good memories.
All right, King, all right, way to throw that ball, King.
All right, King, all right, way to throw that ball, King, baby. Doing it tonight, doing it tonight.
Feeling it tonight, feeling it tonight.
Oh, yeah, he's running. He takes about a 3-yard step. He falls down. Nail the king, kill the queen. Screw you guys.
You ain't killing nobody. We gave you two, guys.
We gave you two. This game's not over yet. Come on. Oh, you runners. I kill the bastards. Well, I remember going to the game with my mother, and I had a number 9 jersey on. It was a Corcoran jersey, that little green imitation of his Pottstown Firebird jersey. And we're at the game, and people are screaming, kill the queen, poke his eyes out.
They're booing the king already, right? I'm getting abused already.
And my mother told me real quietly, Jimmy, zip up your jacket. I don't want them to see the number 9 because they're going to throw beer on us. Yeah, I was a little kid, and the neighbors would come over. Show them your 7-step drop back.
All right, you better catch this now. Let's go. Give me a huddle game. Come on.
Okay, call an audible. Do a 3-step drop back, quick slant.
As soon as the ball snap, go get him, Jim.
It was never fun. I just never had a good time doing it.
You just go get somebody. Go in and get the guy with the ball, all right?
It's like he hid behind the king character. I mean, you'd go to a restaurant with him, he didn't know how to order. My mother would order, he'd be pointing at the food. Social skills were very, very, very lacking. So the king character, like, took care of everything.
Huh, you gonna beat the game Saturday night?
Yeah. How's your new Lincoln?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, I got my phone in there, you know, the whole bit.
As I got older and I started getting, I'm bigger than he is now. I'm taller and I'm a little bit more muscular than he was, and he was having problems with it. I remember I was in college and I called my mother to tell her I bench pressed 300 pounds. And he came home from work in a suit, and my mother told him, he said, Jimmy got 300 pounds? And she said, yeah. He went into the basement with a suit and tie and had to get 310. My mother spotted him.
All right, listen, I gotta get going. I gotta get going to practice. Put them all in one pile, send me the bill, okay?
Good enough.
I'm not sure what Jimmy's doing now. The last time I saw Jimmy, he was riding a polo match, and he had a string of horses down in the Washington area, right down by the Capitol.
This is 1985 when he became a polo player, and he bought me a uniform, so I thinking I maybe would join him, but I actually couldn't ride the horse.
You know, if you know Jimmy, he's always muscular up top, tanned and well-groomed, riding these little tiny horses that you get in polo matches. It looked unusual. It didn't look normal. It looked like Godzilla riding a dog.
It's a V-spread. He saw that in Pump and Iron, and he liked the pose. It's to make his waistline look small and his chest big.
And he would come over and knowing Jimmy and says, what do you think, guys? How do I look? How do I look? He said, Jimmy, you look funny out there on that little horse. You look like your feet were dragging the ground.
And I remember vividly, this would be 1983. We're going to buy a new Corvette for my mother. We're going to the dealership down in Virginia, and he tells me to get ready, and he's getting ready. I go upstairs, he's putting on his polo uniform. The boots, the chaps, the whole... I said, what are you doing? What's with the full uniform? Intimidation. What do you see how intimidated they get? So we go in there, and he did make these guys very uncomfortable, just like he would have used his football uniform 10 years earlier.
I heard that he was in a slammer at one time. I hope not, but that's what I heard.
I haven't heard from him for a long time. I accidentally ran into him when I was bouncing down on Fort Lauderdale Beach when I first came down here, probably 72 or 3. He came walking through the doors and was just like he always was. Hey, how you doing? See you later. He's gone. I was going, he didn't waste much time, you know.
By chance, on my 30th birthday, I was in a mall in Washington, D.C., and my mother went to buy me a suit for my birthday, and it's the weirdest thing. I'm in the mall, and I hear his walk. He's got that ice pick slim shuffle that he does, that kind of Huggy Bear type of pimp walk he does, and I'm looking around, and I hear his walk. I see him. He's walking behind me. It's the first time I've seen him in 10 years, and he looked like a WCW wrestler. Bell bottoms, long hair, he had a vest on, QT all over his face, orange smudged all over. I mean, he looked like a character. And I started talking to him for a while, and he's telling me Bruce Willis stories. He's going to make a movie with Bruce Willis. He gave me an 800 number, and I called the 800 number one time, and it just was an answer machine, and I just never called the number again, so I don't know whatever happened to him.
Eddie Pine told me that he wasn't king anymore, he was chief, that he was now an Indian, and that he was down in Maryland somewhere selling Indian jewelry or artifacts or real estate, but that he had the long hair and the earring, and it was no longer the king, now he was the chief. You know, and somehow he became, instead of the poor boy from Jersey City, now he was some Cherokee manifestation, a reincarnation maybe of Crazy Horse.
We asked everyone, where's the king? We were running out of time to finish our film, and we still didn't have a clue.
Message 1.
Tuck, it's Ed Pine. How you doing? I just got a call back from my buddy in Baltimore. It's official. The King's on the lam, and no forwarding. And he owes the landlord 5 months' rent. He's looking for him, so he's officially on the lam, and nobody's able to find him.
End of message.
Ever try to use a bank or broker to refinance your home? That's why we started eLoan. It's a better way to refinance. Needless paperwork? Gone. Lender fees? Gone. Waiting for a decision? Ours takes minutes. At eLoan, we believe everyone is entitled to the right loan at the lowest possible rate, based on your credit, not your negotiating skills. You get your cash fast, at a great rate. A bank shouldn't come between you and your money. That's why there's eLoan. Apply now at eLoan.com or call 1-800-ELOAN-22.
Tonight at 7:30, Boise State is in the midst of a 5-game win streak. Can they make it 6 in a row against BYU? At 8, Jeremy Roenick and the Flyers battle Martin Brodeur and the defending Stanley Cup champion Devils. And at 10:30, NHL Tonight.
The fans love it, and that's what this whole game is about, fans.
It's all on ESPN and ESPN2 tonight.
Access NFL.com Field Pass and listen to live radio broadcasts of over 200 NFL games. Get your Field Pass today, only on NFL.com.
Just when we were about to give up our search, the King miraculously appeared. He called us right out of the blue. And when we showed up with a crew in Baltimore's Inner Harbor, there he was, in all of his glory.
So what'd I do, say hello to somebody or what? Hey, guys.
He had heard we were looking for him,
doing all right?
and the King could never resist a camera.
I have a tendency to date some kind of wild women, which I enjoy. I mean, we all got that wild side, right? None of them over 24, 25. That's terrible to say on TV, isn't it? Yeah, they're kind of young. Once they hit 28, 29, and
You're only as young as the girl you feel. That's King's.
Yeah, right.
I like that. I like that.
That's King's philosophy on women.
Yeah, say that again, honey, please.
You're only as young as the girl you feel.
You hear that? Oh, I love it. I got to use it. This is kind of funny because the last time I was in the car, I was in a Lincoln. Remember I was talking about, those long-haired hippie guys, you know what I mean? They're talking about what a crummy country is, a great country.
These guys saying, oh, you're a capitalist, you're a capitalist. I says, hey, last night I got double-teamed by 2 broads. What happened? You guys were in jail last night. I love the war. I hope they keep it on because it keeps the economy going and it makes more money for King Corcoran.
I mean, look at me, man. I got longer hair than those guys now. Actually, I went out to California for a while. Do you know I tried to be an actor for a while? Yeah, I tried that, but I couldn't take all the fags out there. No reflection, I don't like homosexuals, but I mean, out there at that time was kind of crazy, and they were making me kind of nuts.
And King, when the lights weren't on, was the nicest guy. And the most personable guy, just a friendly guy.
There were times where he could be very empathetic and very soft and very kind.
Well, now this is a big game, girls. We gotta score a touchdown. Now let's go. We gotta beat these kids. All right. Set. All right. Here we are, Patty. All right.
Yeah, the beach. Man, I was a lifeguard living on the beach. They all had great boobs. I was just running on the beach. I was getting the boobs and bounce, and you had great ass shots. All you guys, I noticed the shots. All you saw was great-looking glutes and the boobs bouncing around. I said, who the hell cameraman you got? But you guys, it was funny because guys loved it. That was a good shot. That was a funny shot in the beach.
And then the other time, though, if there's a crowd there, he had to put on the dog. He was like a neon sign, and want everybody to see where he was.
He was a split personality, a true schizophrenic.
It's the stories. It's just crazy stories, and it's like delusional stories.
Your son was in the thing on the Jimmy Jr.
Yeah,
What's Jimmy Jr. doing?
He's an actor. He's out in L.A. now. Okay.
Well, I have no desire to be famous. I don't want to be an actor. I don't want to be.
Yeah, sudden death. He did a movie called Young Guns. He was in Young Guns. He was one of the cowboys in Young Guns. I don't know if you knew that or not, you know? The first strip guys, what was that first group of the guys who were the strippers? The male strippers?
Chippendale.
The Chippendales. He was actually a Chippendale for about 6 months.
It's constantly Hollywood and movie stars. I'm doing this and that, and I'm making this movie with this guy, and I know this actress wants to meet me. And it's just crazy stuff, and it just, after a while, you can't take it anymore.
Matter of fact, I want you guys to come out to Vegas when we're doing a show out there August 6th, because she's going to be out there with me. I'd like you guys to come out and tape when I'm actually on stage singing. Come out and watch the whole show, you know?
It's too crazy. It's too wacky. I wouldn't want him in my life now. He's just too crazy to be around. I mean, I wish him well, and I hope everything goes well for him, but I can't take any more Bruce Willis stories. It's too much.
Don't try to call me or say that you care. Don't try to listen, 'cause I won't be there.
This is life, man. This is quality of life. This is what it's all about. This is what being a king is. You know what I'm trying to say? This is why I do what I do, look like I look, and act like I act.
His narcissism was pretty apparent.
112. Hope we get the ball again. These pricks, we give them 2 touchdowns, and they ain't worth a shit.
Him being in the team structure brought him back to a point of reality.
Good playing, Holiday, and catching the ball. Good job, you guys. It's like Green Bay. Hell of a job in there. They can't cover sprint outs.
I love playing with that team. I had a great time.
Is it because they played with their heart?
Play with their heart. The guys were fun. We laughed. We just had a good time. It never took it real serious.
It's like Pakistan with 300,000 people. You know, they lost 300,000 people.
He'd have to drop a lot of defense mechanisms in order to fit in and be one of us. And so I think that helped him with some of the demons that he was dealing with and trying to figure out who he was and why he had these voids.
With me, it was always my attitude. I always thought I had a pro arm. I always did have a pro arm, but they thought I was kind of wacky in the head. They thought I was kind of crazy. But on a football field, I was there. You follow me? And it's I enjoyed playing. I was a superstar in the minor leagues.
We should have had 50 points. Scored should have been 50-7 or 50-14.
You name it, we had them there. We just had a real cast of characters, and we kind of all matched together. For some insane reason, we had an insane coach. We had Dave DiFilippo. I love Dave. He used to fall asleep at practice, and I loved his stories. He used to always spit on me when he talked to me. King, I want to talk to you, you know?
Pest situation, they're dropping on you unmercifully. You read me, don't you?
Right.
And I'd have my face mask. I have to put a towel. By the time I got done, I have to wipe my face off.
And I don't think King can exist without being the king at some level. He has to be the center.
I do girls, but I don't do drugs, booze, and I don't do cigarettes. You know what I'm trying? Hey, look who's here. Christy. Hiya, baby.
Maybe, in truth, he just had this terrible inferiority complex that he had to overcome.
You got to do all this within yourself, and you got to find and be happy. And if you're always depending on other people or other things to do it, it'll let you down.
Like, oh, Christy.
Beautiful women, okay? Beautiful women.
One king.
And good clothes and good friends. And good friends.
You used to get a sense of a lot of voids inside of him, a lot of things that need to be filled up.
Girls, smile for the camera, okay? These girls are perfect 10s. You guys have been around a long time, right? You meeting more beautiful girls than this?
King is losing his tan. Winter time's here.
I don't know that he'll ever grow out of it. I don't know that it's even a growth process. I think it's more of a psychosis.
He's looking like the guy's a madman, a total madman.
I think King would have been a good study. Maybe when he goes on to the other life, they could dissect his brain and figure out what's in there.
Great ass, huh?
Hey, you got those NFL backpack jackets?
Just got a brand new shipment.
Hey, you're Chad Pennington.
That's right, fellas. You mind if I cut in?
Tough man, back for life.
The Reebok NFL Backpatch Jacket is here.
Culpepper, Portis.
And competition's fierce. With a look this hot, no surprise you'll only find it at Foot Locker.
Excuse me.
Yes, hi.
Hi, you mind if me and my friends cut in?
Sure, no problem.
The NFL Backpatch Jacket. Only at Foot Locker.
A thriller of disturbing power. A tremendously powerful film. A historic achievement. The movie to beat for 2003. Mystic River, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
Welcome back to NFL Football on Parade.
Up next, the Young Guns.
Aaron Brooks, David Carr, Dante Culpepper, Byron Leftwich.
Are they wearing chaps?
Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by Old Spice. Sundays at 11 on ESPN.
Coming up on SportsCenter, the Red Sox make a statement. Manny could go. Dickie V stops by to chat about college hoops. And can LeBron repeat his opening act versus Marbury and the Suns? SportsCenter, 6 Eastern, ESPN.
How you doing, Rock? Hello, good to see you. You look great. I watch you all the time on television.
You must be up late at night,
every day.
In the spring of 2000, NFL Films joined with the Firebirds for their 30-year reunion.
#1 in your heart.
Most of the team was there, with one notable exception.
By the way, has anybody found where the king is?
I didn't go to my high school reunion. I didn't go to the minor league Hall of Fame reunion. I don't do those kind of things. That's like going backwards. The king always goes forwards. I would love to see the guys, but to me, it was kind of negative a little bit. I don't know. That was then, this is now. It makes sense? That was then, this is now.
Edward. Herbie.
Oh, jeez.
Steve, with all black hair. He was a nice looking guy then.
What the hell is this?
King told me his philosophy on women at 14, and I was like, okay, yeah.
19? You're really 19? I swear to God.
I swear.
I thought you were like 12 years old. You're not 19.
Yes. What are you going to be doing here?
I'm going to be singing.
Singing.
Do you know where the king is? You know, we've been looking. No idea. Could you even guess?
This is a custom-made tux. I got to make sure it fits me perfect right. I want the cuffs to lay perfectly on my boots. It's just instead of getting dressed for a football game, I'm getting dressed for stage. I got to be looking good, man.
I'm gonna get there someday. I'm gonna make it my way.
Truthfully, I thought, you know, after the first reunion that I might never see some of you guys again, and it chokes me, but...
Yeah, King, you're ready. Game time. Are you nervous? Nah, you crazy? King never gets nervous. That's for mere mortals. See you later, guys.
It's true. It's like Dave DeFilippo said, you know, we only go this way once.
Giselle, you have an accent.
Yes.
South Africa.
South Africa, yes.
It's a king, man. I kind of pick up things like that, you know? You definitely got the stamp of the king's approval. Is that the word you say? The stamp of the king's approval.
You know, I don't know how many people get a chance to play on a championship team. I don't care if it's in grade school, high school, pros, I don't care what it is. But when you play on a championship team, there's a certain feeling you get.
Those old teen girls getting ready for their show in their bikinis.
Whoa. And I found it with the Firebirds. The reason we won wasn't because we were all great heroes and great athletes. It's because we loved one another. It's the truth. Anyway, I still love you guys.
At the beautiful MGM Grand Bar, MGM Casino and Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have a very special treat tonight. A good friend of ours has been a part of the American Woman of the Year pageant. Ladies and gentlemen, Kate Corcoran and two very good friends.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it, Jim. I'm gonna make it someday. I'm gonna make it someday. I'm gonna get there. And I can. Gonna get me something going. Gonna make a great big show. And I am gonna get there. Get there if I can. If I can. Let's go, girls. Thank you. I hit on that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kate Corcoran. Thank you, Kate. Your friends.
Me.
Kate Corcoran.
I hit that one, all right.
I've had a lot of amazing experiences in the last 30 years, not the least of which was spending a year with most of you in 1970. This is from a poem called Fernhill by the Welsh poet Dylan Thomas. And as I was green and carefree, famous among the barns, about the happy yard, and singing as the farm was home. In the sun that is young once only, time let me play and be. golden in the mercy of his means. In green and golden, I was huntsman and herdsman. The calves sang to my horn. The foxes on the hills barked clear and cold, and the Sabbath rang slowly in the pebbles of the holy streams.
ESPN Classic thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.